Super Cruisers, it's Kevin and Frank from Cruising with Wheels.
And today it's all about your cabin steward.
That's right. Today we're talking about your cabin steward. He is the hardest working crew member on the ship.
She is the hardest working crew member on the ship. That's right.
It could be a he, it could be a she.
That's right.
Could be transgender, non-binary. Let's not use pronouns, shall we?
Right.
The cabin steward or stewardess.
Yes.
I mean, how do you say that? But anyways, they're the hardest working person on that ship.
Because not only do they do their regular duties, but they frequently go above and beyond their regular duties to make your cruise the best it can be. Because technically speaking, they really are your personal concierge.
They kind of are.
They
and
are,
your maid.
Yes.
And your mom. And
right.
Like they take care of
kind
everything.
of your little port travel agent. But yeah, they do a lot. So what?
Well, they do.
What do they actually do?
They don't just do cabin steward duties either. Everybody on the ship will have multiple jobs, especially a cabin steward. They may do two jobs. Like I'm thinking of Michael.
Yeah.
Remember Michael? And he was a cabin steward, and he also served in the restaurants, and he cleaned in the buffet.
We're like, what? Do you sleep? We're like, there he is there. Then he's serving us lunch. Then we see him at dinner. Like, yeah, they all have multiple jobs. Now, your cabin steward, again, doesn't just, empty your trash, make your beds, clean your bathroom, and do the basic housekeeping work, but they do a lot more. They actually, they will orient you all. Now, they are assigned, how many cabins would you say a cabin steward is assigned?
It depends on the ship.
In their neighborhood?
It depends on the ship.
But again,
20?
Yeah, I mean,
Sometimes.
you're not the only cabin,
25.
so they have to take care of a lot of cabins in a short period of time. So your cabin
let's talk
steward,
about what they really do, right?
should be your best friend. So they will orient you in terms of your cabin and what is happening, how to work the heating and air conditioning, the lights, and answer any questions you may have. If you have any special requests, like these two pillows aren't enough, I need a third pillow, do you, any extra blankets in here, I got a lot of clothes, I need more hangers. Again, they will get you those little extras if you just ask them.
They also take care of cleaning the cabins, emptying the trash, exchanging towels, making beds, scrubbing toilets, cleaning the bathroom, vacuuming.
Oh, yeah, the vacuuming. I forgot that.
They vacuum twice a day.
Yeah.
They do turn down service, generally, not all of them. They also make the towel animals if they're still doing the towel animals.
Yeah.
They do deliveries. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
They do the
It
deliveries.
goes to them, and they deliver it if there's not a designated. You may see a crew member with a cart loaded with stuff, but sometimes it goes right to the cabin steward. And they're going to leave you your newsletter, your daily newsletter on the bed for the next day. Any special needs you might have, they're going to answer.
They will pick up laundry. If you leave your laundry there, they're the ones that take the laundry to the laundry room. And they will pick it up and deliver it to you. They will bring you an iron if you want to borrow an iron.
Right, iron and ironing
board.
We have requested, or let's say you have a problem, a garment where a button pops off or a zipper breaks, or you don't have the capacity to fix all that. You ask your cabin steward.
If you have a good cabin steward, you will see them every day.
Yes.
Every day you will see them and you will have an interaction with them.
You should be running into them multiple times a day. If you are on your first, second day of your cruise and you haven't met your cabin steward, there's a problem. There's a big problem.
Now, cabin stewards in general work split shifts, and they will have on-call hours.
Yeah.
So When your cabin steward is sleeping, there is a possibility of a secondary cabin steward taking over their duties while they're taking their break. So you might see somebody else.
Right, because I'm sure they must have a system where I do these 20s, you do these 20s, you're on this side, I'm on that side, you go down for a nap, I take over. If
Exactly.
they have to have some kind
You'll
of thing.
also run into sometimes floors, let's say, where the person has been on the floor for a very long time, where they've worked for the company for years and years and years and kept renewing their contracts. And very often they will give them more cabins and give them an assistant.
Yeah, right.
Because we've run into
Yes.
that too.
Yeah. But again, they are your point contact. Okay, best friend, personal concierge, an all-around great person. Now that you've heard everything that they do, and again, they're working like 60, 70 plus hours a week, doing 1, 2, 3 jobs. What can you do to lighten their load a bit, just from some basic courtesies? So let's talk a little about that.
Well, the first thing that I come to think of is keep your cabin as organized and neat as possible. And, this won't only help the cabin steward, it will help you in the long run.
Right. If you keep your cabin organized, and we've seen a lot of bad cabins, and I'm talking clothes and shoes and junk all over the floor. How are they going to get in and out to vacuum if they got to pick up all your clothes and crap? And how do they dust? How do they clean? How do you expect them to do that? Now, because it's not just you they have to do that. They have to get to everybody else. So be a good guest, consideration, let them get in and out.
So before you leave your cabin, make sure you always put away all your personal belongings so that they can do their job quickly and efficiently and get in and get out. Because like you said, there's many people, and also they have a schedule to maintain.
A time limit. Now let's talk about bathroom etiquette. Where, dirty towels, wet towels that you are not going to use again, you drop them on the floor. That's the key for them, that those are the ones that they take away. If you're going to reuse
don't get angry if you didn't get clean, fresh
Right.
towels because you hung them back up.
If you hang them back up and you want new towels, you're not going to get them. Dirty towels you drop on the floor. The towels you're going to reuse, you hang them up. That's the bathroom towel etiquette. And also, don't leave all your personal bathroom items all over the counter. Again, they're there to clean the toilets, clean the sink and counters. If they have to rummage through and move your toothbrush, toothpaste, razors, and everything else, they're never going to get out of your cabin.
Next, don't make unnecessary requests.
Right.
Just please don't do it.
No, come on. Do you really need ice at 2:15 a.m. every morning? Don't be asking for things just because, well, I'm on a cruise and I paid for it. And they will, they're not your personal slaves. So if you really don't need it and it's not necessary, don't do it. They generally change the sheets, once a week?
Yeah, they'll do it
Once
for
a
every
week.
cruise.
But if you want...
And they'll iron them in between.
Yeah, they're going to make them nice and neat, but,
freshen
do you really need your sheets changed every day? Do you change your sheets daily at home? So I don't know. Be considerate.
One of the best ways to help your steward is to give them adequate time to do their job.
Right.
And when we say that, we mean leave your cabin in the morning, give them a couple of hours each day for them to do their thing, to service your cabin, and you won't be disappointed.
They can't get in if you're not out.
Right, and they will not come in. We've literally had to tell them sometimes,
well, especially because of me.
because of Frank, that, he can't move that well in the morning. So come in, do what you got to do. We don't want to hold you up.
Do not be afraid to knock on the door.
So if you're comfortable with that, by all means, let them come in, do what they got to do.
Right. I don't want to hold them up. So Kevin says, listen, I'm going out and I'm filming, but Frank is still in the cabin. And I've changed the sign on the door, that we're out. Even though he's there, feel free to come in. He's at the desk doing computer work. We don't want to hold you up, so you can come in, clean the bathroom, get new towels, make the bed, do whatever, because, you know, we're considerate. And a lot of times we'll tell them, we're going to be in port early tomorrow, so we'll be out. We'll be the first ones off the ship. So if you want to put anyone down your list first to do a cabin, do us. So, yeah.
Remember to use your door hangers, those little cards or signs to indicate when you do not want to be disturbed.
Right.
Or when your cabin is empty, make sure you take them down and let your steward know about all your habits, like we kind of already said.
Let them know when your dining times are. Like
They kind of know.
Yeah, they kind of know because
They know.
they have you in the computer. And it's all computerized and your reservations are pretty much made. And so they kind of know because when you're out to dinner is when they go in your cabin, they spruce up, they'll do a turn down, they'll leave the newsletter for the next day, and they'll do whatever they need to do. So by the time you come back for the night, you're all set.
We want to remind everybody that the most important day to be kind
Yeah, oh God, yes.
to your cabin steward, and it's critical, is on Debarkation Day. And what that means for the first timers is the day that you are leaving to go home.
That's right.
That's when every cabin has to be thoroughly cleaned and sanitized. Sheets are changed, the bedding's changed.
I mean, it's a total wipe
it's
down,
a turnover
vacuum,
of the whole ship.
Total turnover of the cabin in preparation for the new guests arriving in a couple of hours.
Right.
So don't linger in your cabin. Get out of, because they will generally say everyone has to be out of the cabin by such and such.
Like 8 o'clock.
By 8:30, you are out. Go to a common area. Let them get in those cabins. They've got to turn over all of them.
Now, good communication, right?
Right.
Communicate.
Yes.
Good communication can go a long way toward helping out your cabin
Whether
steward.
it's a one-on-one verbal, whether you leave them a Post-it note. We always bring Post-it notes, and I put them right on the mirror at the desk. You know, dear so-and-so, can you bring an extra box of Kleenex? Can we have an extra this and that?
You will see that your cabin steward will also address you, most
Oh, yes.
likely, every day,
Oh, yes.
every time, and know your name.
Oh, yeah.
So please, he's one person. Learn his name,
I know.
right?
But
How many times do we see, sir, sir?
Yeah.
And
but they
you
know Mr. Frank, Mr.
Right.
Kevin, and every other guest, and we're all like, how do they remember all of us? You don't remember one person's name, and we're like, hi, Michael, how you doing? How's your day going? You got a busy day today? You ever gonna get into port on this cruise? And
Yeah, and you can engage with your room steward and chit chat, but keep it to a minimum because they do have a job.
Yeah,
but
I
they
mean,
do love to interact.
but don't keep them forever. This isn't a sit-down coffee talk. But yeah, kind of like, so how long have you been, doing this?
How's your family?
I mean, we learned by one of our cabin stewards, this is my first time as a cabin steward. I just got promoted. Oh, wonderful. I got a family at home. Oh, really? Oh, my wife is at home. I got 2 kids. And, you get that personal connection, which is kind of nice.
Not all communication with your steward will be spoken.
That's right. A wave, a Post-it note, a thumbs up.
Right.
Right.
Now, when I think of my cabin steward, the biggest thing I think of is how do we reward them?
Right.
How do we tip them? What do we do? Because they're really the ones that are really taking care of us.
Right. Now, what we do is we
give them a lot of extra work.
Right, we do. Only because I am requiring of some extra things. But usually what we do is, particularly for the cabin steward, we have 2 envelopes. And it's a thank you note. And each one has cash in it. And they get the first envelope on the first day. And we say, hi, let's say Michael, we want to give you this because we know you're going to provide really great service on this cruise, and we know you're going to do a great job, and we're happy to be sailing with you. So that's like incentive. So throughout the course of the cruise, if you get everything that you're expecting, then they get the envelope on the last day before disembarkation. But if you're not getting it, and they're not servicing you, and you're leaving them notes, and you're telling them this, and you're telling them that, and you're asking whatever, and you're just not getting it, you never see them, they don't get the last envelope of cash tips. And it's extra cash tips. This is above the normal gratuity charges that we all get.
Right.
But
now, depending on their experience, their position in the cruise line, most stewards typically will make between $1,200 and $2,200 a month.
Yeah. Now that's, you're talking like a minimum $300 a week to like, $450 or whatever. I mean, and it's not just for them. I mean, there's just a lot of crew members. They're not just working for themselves. They're sending money home to their home countries, to their families. And I know you're saying, well, they get free room and board and food, but you know what? They got to pay for their internet.
They got to pay for their uniform.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that they have to pay for.
So it's not 100% free ride. So the general gratuities that the cruise line charges you all gets divided up.
Now, if you feel that you don't want to tip, or you feel that you've tipped already enough, then we highly encourage you to fill out a review.
Yes.
And I'm not speaking of a review online.
No.
I'm speaking of, I'm thinking particularly of NCL. They have these little cards that say, you're my vacation hero.
Right, the hero cards.
But the other cruise lines, they do have cards, and you can ask and mention them by name.
And position. So we go down to customer service in the atrium.
We fill out
We
stacks
get
of them.
a group of the hero cards. We have it with us. When we run into someone who has gone above and beyond, we are like, I immediately pull one out of my bag. I write their name from their name tag, the position, waiter of such and such a restaurant for dinner on the 25th of January, and then we write out exactly what they did. So by the end of the cruise, all of these cards are signed by our name, cabin number, and it goes in the box at customer service, because their raises, their promotions, and any rewards and contract renewals they may be offered are based a lot on that. Going above and beyond and getting recognized.
We've had the discussions with the higher ups, as it were, and they really do take care of everybody based on those reviews. In stark contrast, they also take care of them.
Right? Are we
if
going to?
It was a bad.
Right? Are we going to renew a contract? And if we renew the contract, are we going to renew it for a higher position and a promotion? Are they ready for the next level? You always want to have a deep bench, promote from within. Makes guest experience better.
We hope that this video has helped you to understand a little bit more about your cabin steward, and we'd like to thank you for joining us today.
I want to remind you that we're not just on YouTube, and don't just watch our videos, but be a regular Cruising with Wheels family member and click the subscribe button.
Also, click that little bell. It will get you notifications of when our videos go live, as well as when we are live on YouTube every other Sunday
for our YouTube live stream. And check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat.
But until next time, I want to remind everybody in the sound of my voice to
travel safe
and cruise often.